Notification gang, hello. I have not gone live on the fly like this in a little while. So those of you that click the bell, those of you that have the notifications ready for my channel, you're going to get rewarded here because I am doing an impromptu live stream. Really, just because my normal D&D game got canceled tonight, so I had a little bit of time, and I had wanted to do a video for Bearded Comic Bro and Cole's Comic Claims monthly cover challenge. So if you aren't following those two gentlemen, I linked their channels down below in the description for this video. But every month they have chosen a topic for a cover challenge and asked us to pull 10 books from our collections that are our favorites in that criteria. So we've done a DC one, we've done a Marvel one. This is now Image Comics, and I'm going to run through a bunch of my favorite Image comic covers from my collection. So that's what this is all about. If you jump over to their channels, they have some playlists where you can find other people throughout the community who have already made their videos. I'm a little behind on this, but it's not the first time I'm behind on something. So there you go. Let's say hello to Comics Are Great, #1 in the chat, and definitely a member of the notification gang. So thank you, CRG, for that. Of course, Lane is here, the Unruly Simeon, set up and ready. Rewarded in the sense of you clicked the bell and now dinner is served. So you will be safe and ready for that. Coach Vic, my man, is here. He is a notification member. Whitewell Comics, of course. Notification gang, welcome in, welcome in. Gore Vidal, same to you. Thank you all for coming by. And TJ, of course, has that notification bell clicked. So thank you, gentlemen, for coming by, and any ladies that come by as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have a ton of books surrounding me. I broke it down to my favorite 9, but I have so many like supporting runners up that I kind of feel like I've broken the rules in general. I think I'm going to settle on that one for number 10. So I'm going to instead jump over to some of the runners up real quickly, just run through some of these. What's going on? Ode to the gym. I do need to be in the gym more, but I was playing some volleyball out front with the girls, wearing my Comic Jabroni TMNT Club shirt, and thought, let's just keep going with that. So when it comes to runners up, I kind of picked some books that just sentimentally mean a little something to me. And so here's a little classic Image Jim Lee foil goodness. So I grew up in the era of buying these in the shop, and this is definitely a book that has a little sentimental value to me. Wildcats, not the most entertaining read. In fact, something of a muddled mess overall, but I do think this is definitely a classic Image cover, and in that way belongs at least to be mentioned, right? So this is a runners up book. No crap, I found that book in my PC earlier. There you go. I think it's just a wonderful throwback to that 90s era when Image was first getting started. And I have a few others from that era because I was definitely full on collecting at that time. Definitely a Jim Lee fan as well. So this speaks to me on several levels, several levels here. So this is Wildcats issue number 2, the of course Jim Lee foil goodness. So there you go on that. That is a runners up. Also in the runners up category, I got some Savage Dragon runners up, including this fun Charlie Brown homage. I just think this is hilarious, and I think this is a great cover that just speaks on many levels to me. So this is Savage Dragon 252, and this variant is just a classic. TJ says, I was in complete comic limbo during that period. I get it. I mean, a lot of us were, right? So I'm a Savage Dragon fan. He's going to appear all through this list in different ways, in different forms. But I wanted to shout out this. I don't know if it's a variant. I guess it's just probably the variant for issue 252. It's a second print cover. But I picked this up, and I absolutely think it's phenomenal. What's up, Michelle from Moonlit Comics? I'm counting down my 10 favorite Image covers from my collection, but I'm still in the runners-up section. And I have to mention this as a runner-up because it's somewhat hilarious that I have this book, but I also have issue 225. If anyone knows what this is, they're already giggling to themselves. This is the Savage Dragon Not Safe for Work, Not Safe for Home, Not Safe for Anywhere cover. This was the final issue of the original Savage Dragon run with Savage Dragon, spoiler alert, dying and his son taking on the mantle. This is a really, really inappropriate cover. Mine is still polybagged. It's still protected from child eyes. But yes, White Whale Comics is spot on. This is a very inappropriate cover, but I just wanted to throw it out and mention it as a good runners-up cover for that good old Erik Larsen inappropriate stuff here. Is it Biggie levels? It is. It might be the most inappropriate cover I've ever seen. So just throw that out there. And now, perfect timing, my child has walked in while I'm doing this live stream. What?
What is this about?
I'm just counting down some favorite covers for Bearded Comic Bro. And that one's not really appropriate for kids, but hey, there you go. CGC won't grade it, so it never will be in his collection, says TJ. All right, you go back to what you're doing. Good timing, Charlie. Wait, wouldn't that be a Savage? Hey, there you go, Chet. There you go. Now he's playing with fire. Now he is here. Some other runners up. I love this Jock variant for Shadecraft. This Shadecraft, by the way, really entertaining read. Very, very well done. And this Jock variant, just super creepy and kind of hinting at the exciting like fear of your shadow, right? Kind of the dark. I love the way Jock did this. It's a really great read, and this cover, I think, it was hard not to include any of the Shadecraft covers in this list. So I wanted to at least mention them a little bit. Great stuff. In the same way, I wanted to mention some of the Murder Falcon variants. There's a ton of great variants. This is one of my favorites. I think it's just the A cover for issue 3. But I love this run. This captures the whole essence, with the Murder Falcon with the robot chugging in the back, the band just sitting on the couch. So had to throw in a little love for the Murder Falcon variants. There's a couple of great ones out there that I'm still looking for that might make the list eventually, but I don't own them yet, so I couldn't officially include them. And I think that's where I'm going to stop on the runners-up. I gave you a bunch of runners-up, and I think we need to get on to the main event here. 8 minutes in, no more stalling. It's a great trade, Unruly. Everyone should definitely take the time to read it because I think you're going to really love it. All right. Now, let's get on to number 10 on my list. And I could have picked a number of books from this run. It's the Nita Hawes Nightmare Blog Saturday Evening Post variant covers. I love these covers, and they're all great. What is up, Air Spider? Good to see you. This one is just my favorite because I love this character, and I love the way they do all the little spiders on him, right? Anansi, the spider god, the storyteller, and they're throwing the dice, the whole thing. All of these variants, I could have picked any one of them. It's just something about this character and the way they captured him so well here. One of the few characters to kind of go from Philadelphia into this series. So I just was super excited when I saw him. And so, yeah, definitely a great variant. So that's number 10 on my list. Now, TM is here just in time. So TM, I've already shown 2 Savage Dragons and a Wildcats in my runners-up list. But you're here just for the official start of my top 10. And that is number 10 on the list. But let's get into number 9. And number 9 is so good. I have it once and I got it twice with I get the signature. Yes. The first mini-series issue here of Savage Dragon is one of my favorites. This cover, I love the red, orange, yellow background, like blasting out. I love the pose. I love everything. This book is all the nostalgia goggles for me. And so, yeah, this was the original copy that I had as a kid. And I found this signed copy at a convention, I think WonderCon. And I had to get it. I was like, oh yeah, sure. Why not? Let's get it. Let's get a signed copy. And so, yeah, Savage Dragon number 1. Not the only appearance he'll make on this list, but it's definitely a book that means a ton to me. Stephen Spock, good evening to you both. And hello, Oregon. Good to see you. I hope everybody's doing well. So I'm a big Erik Larson fan. He will be making appearances all the way through the list as well. At number 9, though, is Savage Dragon, the mini-series, issue number 1. All right, am I going too fast? Who sees? Who knows? Let's go to, I've only got a few slabs in this whole list here. Did I include? Let's see. I might have skipped over another runners up, but I'm going to go with this one. We got God Country issue 1 and that amazing Lightning Storm cover. This is a signed cover by signed by Donny Cates. It's a series that I love. The amazing sword Valifax, and I love the slanted logo. I love the color work here with the reds and the greens. The lightning looks so crazy cool. And then the silhouette of the dad walking down the empty road. This is just a great, this is a grab you cover where you're just like, what is this book about? I need to read this. Definitely worth your time as well. I think it's arguably the best thing Donny Cates has ever written. Just a really, really powerful story. And this cover is just electric, dare I say? Electric. So big fan of this cover by Jeff Shaw, who is the interior artist as well. Oh, I pulled one away and I have another one. There we go. Let's do that. How about that for a hot second? I did skip a runner-up that I should probably share while I'm doing slabs. TM says he needs to read it. You definitely should, brother. I think you would really enjoy it. I forgot I was including this on my runners-up list. Department of Truth has a ton of amazing variants. I haven't purchased that many because I've been mainly reading it in trade, but I did grab issue 1. I think Alec and I read this for book club, and I sent it off and got this slabbed. What a great character. What a cool Frizen, I believe, right? Frizen variant. Yep. So yeah, just another great, enjoyable, exciting cover from her that really captures this ominous female antagonist character. So the lady in red, that would have been one last runner-up. So I apologize for that. So we had 9, 8. We had 10, 9. This is number 8. And I got another Savage Dragon now for TM Nerdy. Travis, this is one of the few non-Erik Larson Savage Dragon covers. It's when Jim Lee did issue number 13 of the Savage Dragon. At the same time, Erik Larson did issue 13 of Wildcats. They swapped books for 1 month. And Jim Lee drawing the Savage Dragon. I mean, get out of here. Just get out of here with that. Yeah, exactly. Now we return to your regularly scheduled top 10. I love this book. I love this cover. So freaking cool. Also, I know that Erik Larson was so frustrated that later looking back, he couldn't say he did all the issues because of that one. That 1 month he went back and did a separate issue 13 just to fill in this one spot. So there's 2 issue 13s, one by Jim Lee and then one, I think almost a year later by the man himself, Erik Larson. But this is the Jim Lee one. So cool. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And who can go wrong with Jim Lee drawing a great character like the Savage Dragon? All right. Let's see. Whoo-wee. Is that 7, 10, 9, 8, 7? Okay. 6. Okay, where are we at? Okay. I think we're doing all right. Okay. I think we're doing all right. So let's do 6, 10, 9. Yeah, did I count? I'm literally so tired. I'm losing count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Good. Okay, I'm on pace. Perry, what's up? I'm counting down my 10 favorite image covers in my collection. And I know Alec and TJ are big fans of this one. We got the Die, issue number 1. That amazing red cover with the explosion coming out of her chest. The light looking so amazing on this book. I even got the alternative blue, I guess you'd say, variant, blue and black variant. So this issue number 1 of Die, one of my favorite reads. I love this series a ton, and I just love this cover a bunch. Such a great piece of art. Stephanie Hans really just nailing it, and I just love it. I just love it. So this there's no way I was going to skip this on the list. Didn't crack the top 5, but I do have a Die book that did crack the top 5, so don't worry about that. Dig Erik Larsen also. I mean, Erik Larsen, besides just being a really talented guy, is a really unique guy. And I think, the record that he's holding on Savage Dragon, in my opinion, is more impressive than the Spawn one, because he's been writing and drawing the book himself pretty much the entire time. Like, unlike McFarlane, who's taken these big breaks and let other people do the work, I kind of feel like it's hard to shade Erik Larsen for all he's done. On top of which, if you've seen him draw, the way he holds his pencil is mondo bizarro. It's fascinating how talented he got with such an unusual pencil grip. I can't even duplicate it. So if you can see video of him drawing, really, really interesting. So there you go. That is my top 10 to 6. Now we get to the top 5. I don't have any of these slabbed as of this moment, but they're all books that I think, maybe one day down the line, some point. Don't feel the rush just because I'm fine. I want to be able to read them again and enjoy them from time to time. So let's go with Killadelphia. This is issue number 12. This is the Jason Scott Sean Alexander cover. I love all of the covers with Mrs. Adams on it. The Abigail Adams covers are always the best. There's some great Frizzen ones that I love, that I own, but this is just like, she's so boss looking in this cover. And I'm sorry that the light is just killing. There it is. That's better. I mean, the blood dripping all down her off her hand. You can almost not distinguish her fingers anymore. I just think this is just a killer cover. Ton of negative space going on here with that white, and all you really see is that white fur that she's kind of wearing. This is just amazing. And I went through all the Killadelphia covers, and I, much like Die or Savage Dragon or Killadelphia, there's some of these I could have done 10 of those books and been fine. So it's very hard to narrow it down to just this one, because I had issue 19 I was looking at with her as well. I think all the covers with her are just epic, just amazing. Good pencil hold is wild. Yeah, his pencil hold is absolutely wild, right? I got a great pick with him. Oh, there you go. Awesome. So Jason Sean Alexander, always a treat when he's making art. And of course, his Killadelphia run is one of my favorites. So boom, there's Killadelphia. Sorry, I'm worried I'm going to knock something over. Larsen writes some of the most amusing and entertaining dialogue in Savage Dragon. It surprised when I first read an issue. There you go. I'm glad you enjoyed it too, Gore. Eric has a really unique way, right? He's unlike anything else. All right. Now we're to the top 4. And the next one is the only real ratio variant that I've purchased off the shelf from an Image comic. I usually don't buy the ratio variants, period. And for Image, I buy them even less. But it was the final issue to a series I had really been loving, and that is Middle West. So this is the Scotty Young variant to the final issue of Middle West, and a series he was writing. Great series. And I'm still looking for his variant for issue 1, which I still regret not buying that. Ignacio, good evening to you, sir. But what a great black and white cover. And my LCS had this for a really reasonable price, because I think it's a 1 in 25, but I definitely paid less than $25 for it. And I have the entire run, and I really, really love it. I just want that issue number 1 Scotty variant. I'm still working on that, but it would go nicely with this guy. So great series, and just a powerful cover. Just the way that you get the heart inside of the little boy and the monster and all the horrible words all the way around the outside. Just amazing. Just really, really great. So there's some Scotty Young love in the top 4 in the number 4 spot. And now we are to probably my 3 favorite Image books. That's where I'm at now. So there's one Image book I have not even mentioned yet. That's going to be the number 1 when we get there. But let's go one last Die comic book. And it's my favorite Die cover. This is issue 11, and this is the variant cover. There's no way that holding it up on a screen and seeing it on your phone is ever going to be worth seeing it in person. The information on her visor, super hard to see. The fun glare on her visor. There's a ton of like words inside here. So there's like a targeting system, and there's like words that she can read on the screen. The detail on this book, I mean, this is just like, it feels almost like a photo reel kind of thing, but it's got that Stephanie Hans look to it. Sorry, Alec. Sorry, Alec. Didn't make it. Didn't make the cut. Didn't make the cut. Sorry, buddy. If you have an iPhone is what John means. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, to see the words, it's really hard to see on the screen here. They are right like there. Yeah, there they are. You can kind of see them. So like there's so much little detail on this cover. Yeah, there was a little bit. There's so much great detail close up that you can see. It's just mind blowing. And I love just the way it's all kind of captured here in this ultra close up. So yeah, this is my favorite Die. I say probably because every time I go through my Die covers, I'm always like, oh no, I love this one. This is another great one that could have just easily made the list. There's just so many great Die variants and covers that it's all just glory at this point. So that's number 3 on my list. And I love Little Bird too. I just have the cover A's. And I don't think the cover A's would make the list. I know there were some great variants that I never got around to buying. So maybe if I had some of those, I'd feel different. But I don't. I just have the cover A's from Little Bird, and I like them. I just don't love them as much as these. So there you go. Top all the way up through 3. I got 2 left. And of course, TM, I had to have a Savage Dragon in the number 2 spot. And even better, it's issue 22 and a TMNT crossover issue. I freaking love this cover. Firstly, that's a splatter black and white background. You've got a real boss looking Savage Dragon with like an Uzi in his hand there. And then you've got all 4 turtles with the red bandanas flowing in the wind, the spinning nunchucks. Come on. This is just a phenomenal piece of art. And I love everything about it. His expression on his face with the shadows on his eyes. You can't even see his eyes. It's my favorite Savage Dragon cover. And there's a ton that I love, but this one just feels so cool and different. And of course, it's a crossover with TMNT right on the cover. Gotta have it. Got to have it. So this one came in number 2. It's issue 22. No, nope. I mean, maybe I can't. You can zoom in. I'll let you pinch and zoom later and see what you find. So there you go. Savage Dragon 22 and the TMNT crossover. And that leaves issue number 1, my number 1 on my list. Bronze Page, what's going on? Good to see you. Goverdell says doesn't have that issue. It's a different one than Bearded and I showed off. Ooh. Okay, then I'm going to have to double. I've intentionally not watched the Bearded one, yours and Cole's, because I didn't want to be influenced in my picks and start looking for those books. So I was trying to avoid that. All right. So 25 minutes in, here is number 1. It's a series that I love a ton, and I have a bunch of the covers, and I looked through all of them because I was like, could this one be on the list? Could that one be on the list? I knew this would be number 1. But I was trying to see if I had some runners up from this series, and I could have picked a ton of them. But of course, it's Descender and this amazing Dustin Nguyen variant. This homage to Where the Wild Things Are. And I mean, this is perfect. This is everything I love about Descender in one epic variant. This is issue 29. that Dustin Nguyen did a variant for. I believe this is the variant. This isn't. This was a online exclusive variant. It was a different one than the normal cover 29. And you have, I mean, of course, it would have my favorite droids, and I think the way they're all I love this cover. It gives me all the childhood feels, and yeah, you got Driller, you got the little robot Arf dog. I just love it. And again, the poses from Where the Wild Things Are captured perfectly. This is perfect. This is an absolute masterpiece. And I actually went after rereading Descender a few times in trade. I went online, just found a whole somebody was selling a whole lot of Descender books, and I just knew that it had this variant. And that was the only reason why I bought it. So I got a ton of great covers, but I really just wanted this one, which yeah. So there you go. That is number one. That's my number one favorite Image cover, Descender issue 29. This Dustin Nguyen variant. So as I mentioned, this is a monthly activity, and I did one with Charlie, I did one with Kate. So this is the third one that we have done on my channel. If you want, you can scroll back through and find some of the others. I tried to use the same basic background for the Cole and Bearded cover challenge. Also, you should check out those two guys. They have great channels with a ton of content, and they are the ones that launch this each month with a different theme. So I'm probably running a little late. This was probably the March theme, and they're probably getting ready for the April one. I don't know where this falls. TM might be able to let me know. But definitely worth checking out. And like I said, they have a playlist, so you can see all of the previous episodes that people have done, like TM and others in our community. That was my top 10, along with a ton of runners up. And if you want to join in, just make your video and tag those guys. Let them know. I'm going to try to drop this link into some of their videos so that you can see how I add in with some of the picks that they've gotten. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate everybody coming by, and we will catch you all again later.